today I'm going to give you guys a delayed review of the LSU and the Duke women's basketball game. Let's get started. So starting off with the LSU side, let's talk about Flau'jae Johnson first, okay? 33 minutes, 18 points, 7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 free throws, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, which isn't great, okay? You guys know I hate turnovers. 0 steals, 1 block, okay? So here's my takeaway on Flau'jae's performance, okay? She said that, it was basically going to be a big game for her because Kara Lawson, the coach for Duke, didn't really play her in the Summer Olympics or whatever was going on there, okay? And I just wish that the Flau'jae that I saw in fourth quarter, we would have saw that throughout the entire game, I think at in the third, she might have hit a shot or two, and then the fourth, that's when she really hit her stride and everything, and, she was kind of like, talking trash, and you know what I'm saying, getting hyped, and just like the way that she was playing, the confidence that she was playing, I wish I would have seen that in the full game, okay? So that's kind of my thoughts. I've watched her tape before, and I think that she's a fun player. I have a lot of thoughts on her, actually, and I will do a scouting report for her and everything. And so when I do those, I'm trying to do it with, more current games and stuff. So I think once SEC tournament play, we start getting to that, we get through a few more games. So it's more accurate and everything, but I don't know. I think they probably could have got her some more looks in the beginning as well, but yeah, you kind of didn't hear much from her, at least from the offensive side of the ball. She was doing some good stuff on defense. And everything, but I don't know. I really would have liked to see her kind of take the game, in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't mean be a ball hog or take any shot, that's, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But just take control of it at the beginning, okay? She has some great shots. She has some nice defensive plays too. I do like her game for what it's worth. If you guys see my videos, I do like her as a prospect, but that's some of my takeaways from Flau'jae in this game, okay? And then we'll look at all the other starters. Joyner, 23 minutes, 14 points, 7-9 shooting, no threes, no free throws, 5 rebounds, 0 assists, 2 turnover. We had 2 steal, 1 block. So she had some good stuff. I believe she had some good putbacks in this game. So she had some nice stuff. For LSU, Zakiya Johnson, 4 minutes, 0 points, and I believe 2 turnovers. See, I didn't record a whole lot of stats. So we move on. We look at Jada Richard, 21 minutes, 6 points, 1 of 2 shooting, no 3-pointers, 4 free throws. We had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 0 steals, 0 block. So yeah, not really much to say. And then we go on to Michaela Williams, 36 minutes, 14 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 2 of 5 from the three-point line, no free throws, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. We had 2 turnover, we had 2 steal, 0 block. So in the third quarter, she had some good stuff. So, I'll say those things. We look at the bench. First, I actually want to talk about Mylasia Fulwiley, okay, because she was huge for this game. So she played 28 minutes. She had 16 points for 6 of 13 shooting from the field, okay. No 3-pointers, 4 free throws. She had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 turnovers, which that, hurts my heart. And then she had 1 steal, 0 blocks, okay. In the beginning of this game, I'll kind of talk about this later, but LSU was just getting it handed to them on the platter. Just weren't playing well. They just got out-hustled by Duke, and I really feel like whenever Mylasia Fulwiley checked in the game, that's when everything started to change over in a positive way for LSU. She started making some buckets, and it's like, you know what, I'm going to find a way to make something shake, okay? And so, I thought she was big. I thought she was big for LSU, okay? Just some timely buckets and able to initiate some good assists and do some good things for LSU. So I think their contribution for this game was huge, okay? Rest of the bench, Grace Knox, 26 minutes, 12 points, 4 field goals, no threes, 4 free throws. We had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 0 steals, 0 blocks. So she had some good stuff. And she had and one that Flau'jae was hyped for as well. So she was able to do some positive stuff for LSU. Kate Koval, 26 minutes, 13 points, 6 of 11 shooting, efficient, no threes. We had 1 and 2 free throws. We had 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I believe only 1 turnover, 3 steals. Okay, that's great. And 1 block. So yeah, efficient, able to get it done from both sides of the floor. So that's good. Bella Hines, 3 minutes, and I believe 1 steal. That's our only recorded stat. So that's everyone for LSU. We look at Duke. Okay, I'm just going to read the points for everybody. Okay, and then you can see the full stats. Okay, so Toby Fournier, 22 minutes, 14 points. Delaney, 12 points. Jaden, 0 points. Ashlyn, 16 points. Mare, 14 points. Wood, 0 points. Ariana, 11 points. And Riley, 10 points. Okay, and then you can see the full advanced stats for everyone from Duke. Looking for more advanced stats? Okay, here's the game leaders for both teams for the points, the rebounds, and assists if you're curious. If you want to know how the scoring broke down for this game, okay, so first quarter 20-24, second quarter 31-19, third quarter 20-18, fourth quarter 22-16. Ultimately, LSU wins it 93-77. Some advanced stats that I'll kind of go into more in the next section, but field goal percentage 60-50. We look at the 3-pointers 45-33, turnovers 18-19, rebounds 34-25. Now looking at the advanced stats for both teams, okay, LSU was 37-62 from the floor, 60%, which is great. 5 of 11 from the three-point line, 45%. From the free throw line, 14-16, 88%. Rebounds, 34 total rebounds, okay. 9 offensive rebounds, 25 defensive rebounds, okay. Assist 18, steal 7, blocks 3, turnovers 18, points off turnovers 25, fast break points only 9 points in transition, so got to be better about that. And then you see points in the paint 52, fouls 20, no techs in this game. The largest lead was 21. Okay. We look at Duke, 29 of 58, 50%. So, I mean, hey, that's pretty good, especially for them. They've been struggling this year. 8 of 24 from the three-point line at 33%. 11 of 19 from the free throw line, 58%. We had 25 total rebounds. Okay, it's a really low number. We had 8 offensive, 17 defensive. We look at assists. It was 16, steals 7, and then I believe blocks. We had 4 total turnovers, 19. Okay, points off turnovers, 23. Fast break points, 16 points. Okay. And then points in the paint, 36, fouls 18, technical fouls 0, and largest lead was 14 in this basketball game. Now to give my overall thoughts on this game and why I think that LSU was ultimately able to pull it out, okay? So if you watch the beginning of this game, then you know that Duke literally was just out hustling LSU, okay? I believe it started 11-1, if I can remember correctly. Kim Mulkey took a timeout, and then it was like 14-1, okay? So they were just getting out hustled. I felt like LSU was playing way too fast. It took them some time to find more of their pace. LSU was hitting them with some double teams as well and just making all the shots that they got off difficult, and just the energy that they played defensively, I thought was really, really huge, making sure that, you know, they're doubling Flage and just making the shots that they got off hard, and LSU just weren't playing well, and then Duke was getting some big shots, and they were getting some steals and just making LSU uncomfortable. And then, like I said, personally, I felt like once my Malaysia Fool Wiley checked in the game, you saw her impact immediately. She was able to make some shots. She was able to facilitate. And then LSU started feeding the post, getting some shots down there. And, yeah, they were just really playing to their advantage, and they were making sure to clean up on the boards. Okay, so making sure to get the rebounds is huge and everything as well. And so they were just able to outplay them. They were just able to outplay them, okay? One thing I will say about LSU in general is they got to step it up with their defense. They got to step it up with their defense. Sending them to the free throw line too many times, and just times where they didn't know where they were supposed to be, and having better communication on there, especially their transition defense as well. So these are things that they got to work on in general. And I said that LSU playing these teams that they're so much better than, they're just getting used to making all these mistakes and everything. And Duke isn't even ranked. This was supposed to be their first ranked matchup of the year, which Kim Mulkey in the scheduling, I have a problem with that, as I've already discussed. Right? And so you just saw them kind of give them a run for their money, okay? And there was a point where it was a close game. And I think like somewhere in the third quarter, that's when they were kind of able to break the game open, and you saw them start leading more. And then the fourth quarter, you know, that was really just them putting a cherry on top of what they were able to do. But like I said, they just started playing better. They just started playing better offensively, getting more looks, playing with more pace, making more shots, which I think made a huge difference. And then Duke just really went cold with this scoring, okay? LSU had some good, you know, defensive possessions, but overall, like I said, I think that that's something that they had to step up. And like I said, when you get used to playing sloppy, and when you get used to not having that discipline, and we're talking about some offensive possessions and just the shot selection that they take at times, if we're talking about the defense and the way that they play at times as well, these are things that we got to tighten up on, because the schedule's been really easy at this point. This game kind of tested them in a way, and then SEC play is going to be coming up and everything. So yeah, LSU was ultimately able to figure it out, you know, like I'm sure that we all thought that they would and win the game. But Duke was giving them some troubles, you know. I thought that Duke played really impressively at the beginning, but the whole question was, were they going to be able to keep that up throughout the whole game? And they couldn't. Okay. So yeah, like I thought that the energy at the end was fun, with like her kind of flexing on Karen Lawson. Like, I don't know, I kind of thought that was funny, and like Kim Mulkey and all that other stuff, but they got some stuff to clean up for sure. I think that they got talented players on this team and everything, but just got areas to tighten up all around, especially when we're getting to SEC play, when we're getting to the tournament. I have problems with the scheduling and everything. But yeah, there was some entertainment for this game for sure. LSU got a lot of flashy players, and people were able to make good plays and everything, and just able to play together as a team, which is what they was. They played better than Duke, which I feel like we all expected at this point. Solid game, enjoyable game. Let me know what you guys think down below. But those are just some of the things that stood out to me.